What a guy, man. What a guy.
We'll start first with Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Travis, congrats on the win. I was wondering if you could break down your touchdown play, and was this one of these where you and Pat kind of were on the same page that we've talked about before?
Yeah, I mean, I felt the flow of the defense. The initial play didn't work out, but Pat's like we've seen in numerous occasions and numerous situations, Pat, when he's on the run, can make things happen that most quarterbacks can't. And that was just another prime example of that. Just me kind of finding the soft spot in the defense and Pat knowing exactly where to put the ball.
Let's go next to Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Travis, congratulations on the win. When I kind of saw on the television broadcast, Eric Bieniemy kind of brought you guys over and had a little conversation there. I know when some intercepts were thrown by Mahomes. What was going on in that conversation? How do you guys go from that point on and turn it around?
Well, I think Coach Bieniemy is one of the best in the league when it comes to keeping everybody together and rallying the troops, especially when we're self-inflicting ourselves, meaning that everything we're doing right now, or at that point in time when you saw him gather everybody together, everything was kind of self-inflicted, and we just got to go out there and be ourselves. Can't do too much, and we have a lot of guys that can make every play on the field. That is what it is. We have a lot of guys that can do that, and sometimes we try and do one thing more than something more than who we are, and it's uncharacteristic. And Coach Bieniemy does a great job of reeling us all in and keeping our composure.
Let's go next to Len Jennings. Go ahead, Len.
Hey, Travis, I know you kind of in jest at the beginning when Clark walked off the podium, but when you hear Clark talk about you, and Andy said some very great things about you prior to them, when you hear Clark saying those things, how do you really feel about hearing those things about you?
It's a blessing. I'm very fortunate to be a Kansas City Chief, and I've said it since the day that I've been here, and I've grown to know it even more since I've grown up in Kansas City over the past 8 years. I came in as a 23-year-old. I'm 31 right now. I think I'm 31. Yeah, I'm 31 right now, and I plan on playing here for the rest of my career, man. The people in this organization, they make you want to come to work every single day. It's fun, man. I enjoy coming to work, seeing Clark Hunt, seeing Mark Donovan, seeing Coach Reed's car never leave the parking lot because he cares about us so dang on much. And you know what, that type of situation gets you fired up, and trying to take advantage of the opportunity that I have here in Kansas City every single day, both on and off the field. That's my goal.
Let's go next to Sam Mellinger. Go ahead, Sam.
Travis, I don't know what your guys' record is the last year and a half or whatever when you're down 10, but I know it's really good. I'm just wondering, can you compare sort of what it feels like, the conversations on the sideline now, as opposed to, maybe a season or two ago? I'm just curious if there's a different kind of confidence since you guys have been through it so much.
There's definitely a certain level of confidence that we know what we're capable of, but I can't really say that hasn't, that's honestly, that's been there for a while now, for at least definitely for the past 3 years. We just have to, in situations like that, regrouping, gathering the troops and talking about it, and then putting words into action. It is what it is. How you're going to handle adversity? Are you going to start pointing fingers? Or are you going to, man up and just do what you can do to help the team win? And I feel like we have a lot of great characters, especially on the offensive side. And I mean, offensive defense, especially in this building, and offensively as much as what we can only control what we can control, and that's don't turn the ball over. Penalties, keep the penalties out of our guys, and keep the ball moving forward. And sure enough, we got all the playmakers in the world to put the ball in the end zone.
We'll go last to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Travis, your first couple of years here, I think 3 or 4 years here, you made the playoffs most of the time. It didn't win the division. So I was wondering if you could put winning 5 straight now, AFC West championships, in perspective in terms of in that regard. And Brad, I'll have a quick follow-up if I could.
I mean, that's hats off to Coach Reed, Brett Veach, a guy that has helped put all these guys together here for the last, I don't know how many years. But we got a great group of guys, a great core group of guys that, our leadership is through the roof. And Coach Reed has set a culture that, it's just, It's something this guy I can't even
What does
speak
that
right
even
now.
say?
Coach Reed has set a culture to where we just get up and roll. And we have great leaders, like I said, in this locker room. And from there, it's just going out there and doing our job and putting the work in throughout the week so that Sunday we can just go out there and play. And I owe a lot of that to Coach Reed and Brett Veach for having the right guys in the building.
All right. And also a rough start for Pat in today's game, obviously, although he did rebound nicely. But what was he like, at the end of the first quarter or whatever? What was his demeanor? You see him get down at all? What was he like?
Well, I mean, I feel like you can't just throw that on him. There's 10 other guys out there on the field. I mean, we had a few tip balls. Yeah, that always, you try and avoid that, but at the same time, it's football. Guys are going to get their hands in the passing lane here and there. And the biggest thing is how are we going to handle that, And I think Pat does it better than anybody in the league is when adversity hits, his level of play goes up. And we rally and we follow the leader on that regard.
Travis, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
All right.